Melissa, take us through this Whole30 plan. Explain how it works and who is it right for?
So doing the Whole30 is like pushing the reset button with your health, your habits, and your relationship with food. For 30 days, you'll eat nothing but real, whole, nutrient-dense food. No added sugar, no processed food, no junk food, and no cheats, no slips, and no excuses. Finally, because the Whole30 is about so much more than weight loss, you're not allowed to step on the scale for the full 30 days.
No weighing at all?
No weighing yourself at all until the program is over.
You guys like that part? It's very risque.
It is a little.
And Dallas, why 30 days? What's so magical about that number?
So there's nothing magical about that number, but we've done a lot of research into behavior change and habits. And what we found is that 30 days is a good, achievable goal for people, that they can wrap their heads around it. They can say, you know what, like, this is a big radical departure from what I've been doing, but I can do anything for 30 days.
What stunned me is how viral this has become. I see it all over the place in very unexpected ways. So I actually wanted to hear more about the Whole30 strategies. I wanted to meet some of the people who have been transformed for them. So you're going to also. So let's start with the first Whole30 strategy, which is to pick foods that have satiety breaks. So Melissa, explain what those are.
Sure. So sometimes the foods we're eating make us feel like our appetites are out of control, like a runaway train with no brakes. When you eat whole, unprocessed, nutrient-dense food, it puts natural brakes on your food, satiety signals that tell you it's okay to stop eating. One of the most important food with brakes is protein. So we include a complete protein from a healthy, high-quality animal source with each meal as a way to help us feel satisfied. It's one of the most important Whole30 strategies.
So that doesn't sound very hard. It sounds pretty important. So I wanted to see how it would help Gina, because she went from a size 12 to a size 2. So let me show you what Gina looked like before. There's a before picture. You ought to meet Gina, our first success story. Gina, please walk on out. You know, they would not let me meet you ahead of time, but this is unbelievable. I mean, look, I would have you curtsy to everybody. That is remarkable. Let's cross back here. I want to see how you actually made this work. So this issue of a satiety break is an important one. It also, I think, for me anyway, is critical. It's one of those big ideas, because if you don't have hunger, then it's not hard to do the program.
Absolutely.
So how'd you make it work for you?
Well, every morning we would do sweet potato and ground beef hash. You can put all different types of vegetables like onions, peppers in it, and then add, an egg on the top.
Just to make sure I understand this, so for you, in this case anyway, we pretended, or maybe it is really for you, ground beef.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was really for you. So,
Oh yeah.
Okay, so serving ground beef for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And how much, roughly, Dallas, of ground beef can you have as a serving size?
Yeah, so the really easy ballpark measurement for protein servings is the palm of your hand, and 1 to 2 per meal. So because it's such a good satiety signal, it's an easy way to self-regulate, and that's what Gina experienced when she did the Whole30.
Absolutely.
Was it easy?
I think, the first couple of days are a little rough. Black coffee is rough at first. No cheese is rough at first, but the benefits are pretty much right away, and it's hard to stop once you feel that good.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
And I hope the wedding went well.
It did. Thank you.
The next Whole30 strategy is for those who crave sugar. It's to find new sources of sweetener. I want to take a look at how it helped Trinity lose nearly 53 inches.
When I first heard about Whole30, I was skeptical, but then I started to see the inches melt off my own waist. I've lost 52.5 inches since May. I used to crave sugar constantly, like cookies and ice cream, but now I've reset my body to enjoy other types of sweetness, like whole real fruit and rooibos tea. I thought I couldn't live without sugar, but now I can't imagine going back. My goal was to fit into my favorite jacket, and on day 28, it fit. I can't tell you how good it feels to say that.
So it's important to know that Whole30 doesn't mean never having to eat anything sweet again, because if that was the case, you wouldn't do it. So the question is, what are the alternatives to the usual sweets that trick us up? What are they?
True.
Melissa?
So one of the most difficult things on the Whole30 is people craving something sweet after a meal. We're so conditioned to want that dessert. Our favorite substitution is to brew a cup of rooibos tea. So it's naturally caffeine-free and naturally sweet, and it's a really good substitution for that sugar craving if you're kind of crawling through the pantry after dinner.
The next Whole30 strategy strategy is to find the right balance of fats. And Dallas, if you can, succinctly tell us which of the fats you really want us to focus on and which ones should we not be eating as part of our diet.
Sure. So we really try to get people to avoid the refined vegetable oil, so things like corn, soybean, and peanut oil. And we try to get people to focus on whole foods-based, natural, healthy fats, so things like avocado, coconut, nuts, and butter, or clarified butter in this case, or ghee.
All right, so finding the right balance of fats helped Allison go down 10 sizes. It also got rid of her pain. Let me show you a picture of what Allison looked like before she started the program. Allison, please join us. I want to see what you look like now. Come on out, Allison. You know, I love that you lost the weight. Please come in. But there's just color to you now.
Yes.
You actually look like. But first, before I get to the weight issue, talk about this pain problem you were having. You were taking ibuprofen?
Exactly. I had headaches daily, back pain, muscle aches, everything. I didn't feel right. And by switching what I ate and having a lot more clean eating, most of the inflammation is now gone in my body, and that was what was causing a lot of the pain for me.
These are the stories that are so important for me to get out there. Because when you realize you don't have to be on meds all the time for something that's treatable with food, forget about the weight. That's like a side benefit that you lost all that weight.
Yeah.
It's the real issue that you've addressed that is important to me. Okay, now this ghee issue, I actually heard about it through your story. So if you could take it away, explain to me why you're in love with ghee and how do you use ghee?
Sure. So I use ghee basically for anything that I potentially would use butter for before. I love making zoodles. My best friend is Italian.
Zoodles?
Yeah, she makes pasta all the time. And I thought, with this, I can't have pasta, but instead I make zucchini noodles. So,
zucchini noodles.
and I just basically shred it, and it becomes like pasta for me. And then I'll put some ghee with it, and potentially mix it with some herbs or shrimp, and I basically make my own version of shrimp scampi.
Do you have to heat up the ghee before you use it?
I do. So, or I'll toss the ghee with it, or I'll toss the zucchini with it towards the end.
Let me see this ghee stuff. Who's heard of ghee before? Does everyone know ghee except me in the country? Like, right. I'm not alone. Tastes like butter. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have the protein, so you don't have the allergies. Is that the issue, Dallas?
Absolutely.
I want to congratulate you. I'm very proud. In fact, I'm proud of all the folks who've been on the plan.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.